Hey guys, welcome back to another Ninjago episode review and analysis. Today I'm reviewing episode 76, The Jade Princess. So before I review the actual episode, let me just get started on the intro. I, like a good portion of other fans, did not like the intro one bit. I missed the weekend whip and I'm so bummed that they decided to drop it. This part with Garmadon here is cool, but I mean, you can't just throw in the flute weekend whip at the beginning and call it the whip still. So I wish they had done the weekend whip. I am disappointed with this intro. So this episode starts right where episode 75 ends. So you see Lloyd exploring the room, Harumi's room at the beginning. And then he chases after the so-called kidnapper or attacker. However, at one point, he discovers that she is Harumi. Harumi helps Lloyd up from a ladder, and Lloyd almost falls down. So it's revealed that Harumi goes out to actually give food to the poor. This was really touching, and it sent across a really strong message, and it really helped to develop her character further. So Lloyd and Harumi suddenly go on a walk in, the canal, I believe. I found this a little bit surprising, how they just, all of a sudden went on a walk together instead of Lloyd going back to the castle. I mean, I get Harumi did want to deliver the fruits, but I still find it a bit strange how Lloyd tagged along. But yes, this scene is very touching when she gives the food to the children. Yeah, so here we see our first shot of Samurai X, or spoiler alert, Pixel, in Season 8. So, some members of the Sons of Garmadon are attacking a couple of kids, and Samurai X comes. I would have loved to see a little more of a fight, instead of Samurai just wave a sword, they run away, but I get it's not a real focal point of the episode. So Lloyd and Harumi get caught by Hutchins. I noticed Hutchins' evil smile as he was walking Harumi away. I still don't know if he's evil or not. I'm gonna watch episode 77, then we'll see. Anyway, so here we have Lloyd, Cole, and the other ninja training at the palace. Next, we see Kai performing spinjitzu. I'm not the biggest fan of this new spinjitzu, but it's not horrible either. Later in the episode, we see Zane. His spinjitzu looks a lot like Kai's in that photo, but we've seen Cole and Lloyd, and their spinjitzus look pretty similar to the last season, so I'm not really sure how spinjitzu has changed. So next, the camera shows Harumi being yelled at, you could say, by her parents, and once again, Lloyd is stalking her, being a total stalker again. So anyway, it was pretty heartbreaking to see Harumi being yelled at, and that final quote before the camera panned to the next scene, I don't have trouble being myself, but other people aren't as lucky, that was really meaningful. Next, we see two fearful Sons of Garmadon members who are going to the movie theater to summon Ultraviolet. This is the first glimpse we have at Ultraviolet, and my initial reaction was, oh my god, this is literally the craziest villain Ninjago has ever seen. She's such a psychopath, and she's gonna make for a really interesting villain, and a really unique character. I'm gonna be doing a character analysis video on her next week, hopefully. So after the commercial break, we see the mailman, and he attempts to break the fourth wall. See you next season. So yeah, I'm glad we're not ditching the mailman, and yeah, we'll see you next season. Then we see Cole training in the palace again. This time he's climbing up to the top, and we enter a flashback. This flashback was really meaningful. It was so powerful, and it was the best scene of the episode by far. We finally learn what happened to Cole's mother. She died and left, and this impacted Cole very much. And it was amazing. It was so awesome to see the scene where he meets Sensei Wu like this. And it's very clear that the loss of Sensei Wu has affected him very much, and this flashback especially is showing this. So I love that this scene was incorporated. It's really powerful. So eventually Cole notices right after the flashback, he notices Hutchins going down into the secret tunnel. And Cole notices the explosives, but it's too late. Cole barely makes it out before the entire palace explodes. Immediately after, Mr. E and Ultraviolet arrive at the scene, and Ultraviolet's quote, "What a beautiful night for a little mayhem." So a couple attacks unfold within the palace, and eventually Zane freezes Ultraviolet, and Harumi is found. Then the ninja pursue Mr. E, who's going after the Mask of Deception. We see him threaten to put on the mask, and the result is simply amazing. So Mr. E puts on the Mask of Vengeance, and bam, he grows 2 extra arms. This, of course, is a massive reference to Garmon having 4 arms in seasons 1 and 2. So this fight was really epic. My only complaint was that it wasn't long enough. It was pretty rushed. From the scene in the palace with Ultraviolet driving around before to here, it was kind of rushed. Especially with Nia had just been fighting. Nia and Kai were fighting Ultraviolet in the front of the castle, and now they were fighting Mr. E. And then we never got a real clear outcome to the end of the fight, but, it was still fun to watch, nevertheless. So eventually, Kai sends fire to the Mask of Deception in Mr. E's hand, and it burns up. Meanwhile, scene changes to Hutchins, who's with Harumi and Lloyd. He reveals that he tucked away the Mask of Deception, the real one. So he gives it to Lloyd, and he lets Lloyd and Harumi get away through a secret passageway to save themselves, and he promises to save her parents. So what we see next is Harumi and Lloyd steal a motorcycle, and another epic motorcycle chase occurs on the streets of Ninjago City. However, this time, they're being followed by Ultraviolet. So the motorcycle chase continues, until at one point, Harumi drops the Mask of Deception, and bam, it's in the middle of Ultraviolet and Lloyd. So just like the one we saw in episode 75, Ultraviolet and Lloyd are in a standoff, so they rush towards each other, and Ultraviolet successfully grabs the mask. So the chase continues, except this time Lloyd and Harumi are trying to get away. So they end up near the shore, I guess you could say, of Ninjago City. At this moment, Lloyd goes into a mysterious ship and kicks it on. We all immediately recognize this as the Destiny's Bounty. This is its first appearance in Season 8. So Lloyd and Harumi successfully get away, with Ultraviolet screaming at them. And then what we see next is Lloyd picking up the ninja in the Destiny's Bounty. The ninja look very drained of their energies, and I can presume that Mr. E got away, and they were probably fighting a little more. I would have loved to see them fight a little more if they were, but yeah. So then, Harumi asks where her parents and Hutchins are, and Nia responds that they did not make it. However, I believe that definitely Hutchins is still alive, but that's another video. Anyway, this scene is really heartbreaking because Harumi is all alone again. She lost her parents, Hutchins. It's really heartbreaking, but there's some hope. There's definitely a lot of hope as the Destiny's Bounty flies away. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and be sure to share it. Thank you guys. Next week I will be doing an episode 77 review and a character analysis for Ultraviolet. Thank you, and have a great day.